Hey everyone, it's Rajiv and welcome to my channel Rajiv's Reviews. In this video, I am going to be giving my book review of I Am Still Alive by Kate Alice Marshall. This is a young adult, suspense, thriller, survival, revenge story. The story mainly revolves around Jess, who is a 16-year-old girl who has recently been in a car accident with her mother. And because of this accident, her mom passes away, and Jess is somewhat disabled from using her legs properly. So she is sent to live with her father, who it turns out lives in the Canadian wilderness in the middle of nowhere. And this is very difficult for Jess because her father has been absent from her life since she was a young child, and she really does not know him well at all. So just when Jess thinks that she is getting along well with her dad is suddenly murdered, and the murderers also set fire to the cabin that they live in. So Jess is practically alone in the wilderness, and she does not have anyone except for her dog Bo, and she does not know what to do. So now Jess has nowhere to live, no rations to survive by, and she is stuck in the middle of nowhere with no form of communication with anyone except her dog Bo. So eventually the story progresses on how Jess starts using her survival instincts and tries to find out who killed her father and plans on taking revenge on them. I was really excited when I initially picked up this book because I thought it was going to be a fast-paced book filled with action and revenge with a survival backdrop. I guess I was expecting more of a revenge storyline because I felt that's how the book was marketed, but it turned out to be more of a survival storyline with the revenge elements coming towards the end of the book. But even as a survival-based story, I found this to be a very interesting read, and I really could not put the book down, and I pretty much finished it in one day itself. The main aspect which I really liked about this book was how the author has realistically portrayed the emotions of Jess and how she has reacted to her surroundings. And I really enjoyed the level of detail that she has put in the storyline, where at times I actually felt like I was in the wilderness and I could actually feel the eeriness and how creepy it was when, you are faced with nature at its worst. I particularly found Jess's feelings towards her father and her reactions to when he passes away very interesting, because even after he is killed, she does not have that feeling of loving and losing someone, but she is still very angry at him for making her stuck and bringing her to the middle of nowhere. But I also like the idea that she felt sorry for not having the chance to reconcile with him and build a better relationship with him. I also loved Bo, and I feel like he is the highlight of the story for me. If I ever get a pet for a dog, no, if I ever get a dog for a pet, I want it to be exactly like Bo. The book also starts off really well, where it's written in the form of diary entries of before and after the incident takes place. Now, I actually enjoyed this kind of writing because I liked going back and forth between how Jess is feeling now in the current situation and then skipping to the past, where you find out about her relationship with her parents and what made her move all the way to this place. And I wish the author had stuck to the same format throughout the book, although I really cannot imagine how she would have done that. But it would have been more fun going back and forth with the before and after entries throughout the whole book. Because once the story shifts from the summer to the fall season, it is then told in a normal first-person perspective. I actually liked the pacing of the book overall, and I thought the author had a really good concept at hand. But I did have two main problems with this book. Honestly speaking, the main reason I could not enjoy this book as much as I would have liked to was because I found Jess to be very annoying. At times, I felt sorry for her because I thought she was just experiencing bad luck, but for the most part, I thought she was just dumb and ignorant. I mean, even after living in the wilderness for a few weeks and knowing what could happen, she still makes so many mistakes and she is so unfocused that at times I just felt like going to her and shaking her and telling her to wake up and start focusing. So I feel like she really did not grow well as a character for me. And I really think that if she had not gotten lucky in that part of the book where her dad had a backup plan for her, she would have not been able to survive in the wilderness at all. And I think because of the same reason, I felt like the plot was dragging a bit, especially during the fall and winter themes. I mean, for a while, for a significant part in the middle, I really felt that the story was just about Jess making mistakes, crying, and then making mistakes and crying, and making mistakes and crying. I guess the author had written it in this manner because she wanted to realistically show how harsh nature can be, and because Jess is handicapped and she's from the city, she's not really used to all these drastic changes. But still, I don't know, I felt that it got repetitive for a while only because of Jess's personality. But that is not to say that I did not find this book interesting, because I really enjoyed reading it. The story really picks up towards the end when the whole revenge element comes into picture, and we actually see Jess as this very confident and kick-ass person, and it was so much fun to read towards the end of the book. So overall, I really liked a lot of aspects about this book, and I thought it was a fun read as a survival story. If the character development had been much better, and if I felt that Jess was not so immature, I would have loved this book. So overall, I rate this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you have read this book and you agree with my opinions, or even if you have different views about it, please do comment on the section below, because I would love to hear from you. Please like and subscribe if you like this video and if you would like to receive more of my book reviews and book related videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.